Hi everyone. In today's tutorial, I'll show you how to automate data copying across multiple workbooks in Excel using VBA. Imagine you have several workbooks, and each one contains specific data that you want to consolidate into a single sheet. Instead of manually opening each file and copying the data, we'll use a simple VBA macro to do this in one go. We'll start by setting up our VBA environment. First, make sure you have the Developer tab enabled in Excel. If you don't see it, just go to the Excel options and check the Developer box in the Customize ribbon tab. Next, open the VBA editor by clicking on the Developer tab and selecting Visual Basic. Now, in the VBA editor, create a new module where we'll write our macro. Let's write the macro that will allow us to select multiple workbooks, copy a range from each workbook, and paste it into the active sheet. This macro asks the user to select multiple workbooks. It then opens each workbook, copies the data from the specified range, and pastes it into the active sheet starting at the first available row. Let's break down the code. These variables are used to store references to workbooks, the source and destination ranges, the selected file names, the last used row, and the active sheet. This assigns the currently active sheet of the workbook to the active sheet variable, which will be the destination sheet where the data is pasted. This displays a file dialog that allows the user to select multiple Excel files. The multi-select option enables the user to select more than one file. The variable selected files will hold the selected file paths as an array. This line checks whether the user selected any files by determining if selected files is an array. If no files are selected, it displays a message box saying, "No file selected." This loop iterates through each selected file, from the lower bound to the upper bound of the selected files array. The selected workbook is opened, and the WB variable is assigned to reference that workbook. The code defines the range A1 to D1 in the first sheet of the selected workbook as the source range to copy. This line finds the next available row in the active sheet by checking column A from the last row upwards. It adds +1 to move to the next empty row where data can be pasted. This defines the destination range in the active sheet. It starts at column A of the next available row and spans to column D of the same row. The source range is copied and pasted into the destination range in the active sheet. The source workbook is closed without saving any changes. If the user didn't select any files, the code displays a message box stating that no files were selected. Now that the code is written, let's focus on how the data is pasted. Each time the macro finds the last row in the active sheet, it pastes the data starting from that row and moves down. This ensures that we're appending the data from all selected workbooks without overriding any existing information. To test this macro, press Alt F8, choose the macro copy range from selected workbooks, and run it. Select a few workbooks that contain data in range A9 to D9 and watch the magic happen. The data will be copied and pasted into the active sheet, starting at A2. And that's it. You've just learned how to automate the process of copying specific ranges from multiple workbooks into the active sheet in Excel. This can save you a lot of time and effort, especially when handling large volumes of data. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future tutorials. Also, feel free to drop your questions in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer them. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.